This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, in today's session, we're going to discuss about how to return a multiple values using functions. In the previous class, we have created one class called fruits. In that we have initialized one constructor. In the constructor, we passed two values, x and y values, and then we have defined one static method. Static method mostly used for writing the utility. Utility in the sense you can write your own logics as per the parameter going to give the desired results. And then I'm going to call the function name class name dot function I'm going to call because it's static method, right? Once this class gets loaded, only one time the memory will be allocated for this static method. So I need to call fruits dot method function name I have to call, and then when I call this function, it's going to return class object. In the sense I call this constructor fruits of. I call this constructor. It's going to call this init constructor, and then it's going to assign x as apple, 20 as or y, 20 for y. Okay, this x and y will be a instant variables. Using one function, I can return a class object. Okay, returns an object of the fruits class. Now I'm going to show how to return a multiple values using tuple. I'm going to show. Everyone knows tuple is a comma separated value. It's a sequence of items, as well as tuple is immutable. Tuple is immutable. Now what I'm going to do? I'm going to create one directory called functions. New, sorry, directory called functions. New directory, make the directory name as functions, and then create one py file, return multiple values, return multiple values. Now close the tabs, maximize it. Now I'm going to have one function. Function name is function underscore one. In that I'm going to have one local variables. Local variables. If you are declaring any variable inside a function, we can say it's a local variable. Okay. Now I'm going to have a local variable like x equal to 30, and then y equal to it's a floating point number 34, and then um, I'm going to have a z equal to some string. I'm going to have is your language. It's a language. Is your language. And then whenever you're using a normal function, definitely you should have a return keyword. In the return keyword, I want to return the multiple values. Okay, x comma y comma z, comma y comma z. Though you already know, tuple is here. Every item will be separated by comma. It's going to give the result. If someone calls this function, it's going to give the result as tuple. You can able to see x comma y comma z. What are the values I have hard coded over there? That will be local variables. I'm going to get 30 comma 20.34, and then Python is a good language. As well as Python, tuple is immutable. Immutable means you can't able to change the value. Once it's assigned, you can't able to change the value. Now I'm going to have some driver code. If I run this code from this py file, The module will be, what module will be? Run the code from the script. The py file is written multiple values at py file. If I run the script, okay, the module name will be main module. You have to use w equal to, it's a comparison operator. My module name will be a main module. Sorry, colon, and then here I can able to call my function. I'm going to call the function. First, you make a equal to. The function name is function underscore one. Once I call this function, what values this function is going to return? What value is going to return? It's going to return the x, y, and z
X,
is
Y,
going to
and
return.
Z.
Z. Just make like x comma y comma z. Otherwise, you can keep x1, y1, z1. Okay, you can keep anything. x1, y1, and z1. You can keep like this. You are whenever you call this method, you're going to get the x, y, and z value. You're going to assign to x1, y1, and z1. Now I'm going to print x1. It's going to give 30. See, I'm going to call this function. This function is going to give x and y z value. That x value is assigned to x1, y value is assigned to y1, z value is assigned to z1. You can print. Now, whether my function is returning multiple values or not.
Yes, it is returning.
Returning multiple values. Okay. In Java, you can able to return only a single value. It can be a list. Okay, it can be a list. It can be like map values. It can be dictionaries. You can return only a sequence of values. You can return, or you can return one single value. But you can, but Python you can able to return multiple values. Okay. Now it's look like a tuple. Okay, can able to see if I printing the x1 is it y1, it look like a tuple. X1, y1, and one. It will look like a tuple formation. Okay. Otherwise, you can call like this as well. Instead of x1, y1 is it one. Directly, what you can call function of one. You can call. You can see the tuple. You can see the brackets, right? You can see the normal brackets. It's look like a tuple. In the tuple, you can have any. We can have mixed data types. We can have mixed data types. I can have int. I can have float. I can have string. Okay, that's why I said this function is going to return here multiple values in formation of tuple. Now I'm going to show one more example. In the example, uh, how my function can return a list. How my function going to return as a list. Okay, you know already. List is nothing but a sequence of values. Sequence of values of same type. If it means the list, everything should be in type. Okay, if it is string means everything is string, and if it is double means it should be actually double. Okay, list is nothing but the array of items created under the square of brackets. Okay, um, but it is different from arrays, but different from arrays, as well as we can say like array contains only a similar type. Sorry, I made say wrong things to you. Array contains same type, but list contains items of different types. This contains items of different types. And then list is different from tuple because list is mutable. List is mutable. Tuple is immutable. Okay. The only difference between array and array list, sorry, difference between array and list is array contains only similar items, similar types. It means you should have only int type, but list contains int, string, array. Okay, contains, but list is mutable. Now I'm going to write a piece of code. My function has to return the list. Here I have to make only one changes. What I do? I want to give the list brackets. If someone calls my method, sorry, someone calls my function, it's going to give the result as 30, 20.34. Python is a language, will be a list. You can see. Now we can say it's a list. If we are removing the brackets, we can say it's a tuple. That's the difference. You can see, right? Now it's a tuple. If you need as a list, you can make it as a square web. Now I'm going to have one more example. Returning multiple values for dictionaries. Okay, here I can't able to change because the dictionary will be key and value pairs. Dictionary will be a key and value pairs. Each key will be stored. Each key will be have a separate hash value. Each key will have a separate hash value. I'm going to have one more py file. Return multiple values. Multiple values underscore one. Okay, I'm going to have like same function name, function underscore, or I can keep like func. Func means function. Okay, and then how to create a dictionary by using, you can use butterfly brackets, curly braces, or you can create built-in function called dict. This is how you can create an empty dictionary. And then you have to pass key and values. The key and value going to pass is will be somewhat I'm going to make it as key underscore one. Then yeah, I can give like this. Name equal to Sam. But dictionary, the key should be unique. The key should be, sorry, the key should be unique, not contain any duplicates. Equal to value. And then I'm going to have one more key like a roll number. And then I'm going to make it 202. Now I'm going to return, if you are not using return keyword, it's going to give the result as none. None means nothing. Okay, definitely you have to use return keyword. And then return, what I'm going to do, I'm going to return the dictionary. Just pass m alone, and then you can place a cursor in the, you can place a cursor in the topmost. You can see what is return type. You can see the arrow token dict of. Okay, like you can explicitly specify the return type. Return type will be dictionary. Okay, how to call this method using a driver module? If my module name is main, my current module name is main, then you can call my function. Okay, now what I can do, like equal to all that function. See, you can call the function assigned to one variable. Assigned to one variable. Now I'm going to assign to one variable called a. Assign to one variable called a. If I give print of a, what will happen? What will happen? This, if you call print of a, what will happen? This is go, will call the function after computing all the results will be stored in a. Results will be stored in a. That value are going to print on line number 12. that function is returning a dictionary actually. It's giving the curly braces. Curly braces means dictionary. It's giving the key and value. Key and value. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the I'm going to get the keys, right? I'm going to get the keys. Let's see. A dot keys. I got the name as well as roll number. Okay.
Roll number.
If you need values, you can use a dot values. You can use sorry a dot values. You can use. You get only the values. You get only the values. Now, yeah, I have to say one thing to you. Wait, I'm going to take one key. Okay, I'm going to take one key. The key name is name. The key name is name dot hash. It's a magic function. It's a magic function. If you see double hyphen prefix and suffix, you can say dundun. Dundun means double hyphen in prefix, double hyphen in the suffix. Okay. Now I going to get the hash value for this name. You can see you get a huge number. You might be wondering what is the hash value. Hash value is the memory reference of a particular object. Of your particular object. Okay, this name belongs to a string class. If any class, you can create an object. You can see in single quotes, is that right? It will be string actually. Okay, this is a string object. For the string object, I going to for this string object name, I find the hash value. Hash value is nothing but the memory reference. Okay, based on this value, I can if I go and search in the memory based on this address, I can get the key. The key name is name. If I get the key, I can get the value SAN. For example, if I want to, for example, I want to come to home. The first thing what I'll ask to you, I'll ask your address, right?
Address.
The same thing. It is the memory object reference. Reference means it will be like an integer form. This hash value give you integer form. Based on this value, you can get the key. If you get the key, you can get the value because the key and values are mapped. And able to see the key and values are mapped in form of dictionaries. Okay, hold a minute. Wait a minute. Because indentation issue, you can see if I get this key, I can get the value. In order to get this key, I want to know the hash value. Okay, hash value is nothing but the memory object reference. Okay, now every hash value will be stored in a index. If you take SQL, you have a 10,000 records. For 10,000 records, what you'll do? You will maintain one index. Why you maintain an index? For searching the key very faster. In order to get the in order to get the value very faster, first you have to maintain one index. You have to maintain one index. Okay, like okay, this I'll take one more notepad. The default capacity of your dictionary is 16. 16 means 0 to 15. The index starts with 0. The index starts with 0. Ends with 15. Now, I'm going to have one concept called hash map. It's in Java. In Python, we say dictionary. In Java, we say hash map. I'm going to open the tutorial. Okay, hold a minute. I'm going to open the tutorial. Java T point collections. Collections. Now, collections in Java. Okay. In Python, we'll say dictionary. In Java, we'll say it's a hash map. Okay. Don't get confused. I want to show some difference. Working of hash map. Yeah. Now, look at here. See, don't look at the remaining things because in Java, we'll say hash map. This is a key. This is a value. Sunny is a key. 29 is a value. Ritesh is a key. 39 is a value. Okay. Now, I have 1 million records like this. 1 million key and value pairs like this. If I want to search for a particular key, what will happen? It will go and search one by one. It will go and search one by one. It will take so much of time. In, in order to search very faster, we have to maintain one index. Okay. Now I'm going to show how to calculate the index. For calculating index, what you have to do? You have to get the hash code of a particular key, and then you have to use a bitwise AND operator, and then what's the n value? It's a capacity. The capacity will be 16. Capacity will be 16. Okay, 16. 16 minus 5, sorry, 16 minus 1, 15. Because why I'm putting minus 1 in the sense? Because I'm considering from 0. I'm considering from 0. Because the index starts with 0 to 15. That's why I'm putting minus 1 over here. That's why I'm putting minus 1. Okay. Now, wait a minute. Now for Aman, hash value is, what's hash value?
26
Hash value is 2657860. Can you apply in this formula? I think so many ads over here. Can you apply? Can you apply this formula for 26570, and then you have to use a bitwise AND operator. 16 minus 1 will be 15. You have to convert this decimal number into binary number, and then you have to convert 15 into decimal to binary number, ones and zeros. And then after converting to binary number, you have to apply the bitwise AND operation. After that, you will get the index value as 4. The capacity, what is the capacity? What's the capacity? 16 is the capacity, right? 16 is the capacity. Now I got the index value as 4. Now we got the index value as 4. Now you can see the diagram. From this, what you can understand? I have a capacity of my dictionary. Just keep as don't keep hash map. Just assume like dictionary. My default capacity of my dictionary is 15. And then after finding the index, in the fourth index, I'm having the hash value. Aman is the key, and then 19 is the 19 is the value. You can see this is the key. It's going to the value. This is how the key and values of dictionary will be stored in a dictionary. That's why I'm showing this diagram. If you want to perform this, you can do one thing. Just go to Google, bitwise and calculator. Bitwise and calculator. You can take one bitwise calculator, come down. You just choose the data decimal, data bus, decimal, and then for Aman this is the hash value, right? For Aman this is the hash value. Okay, take the hash value and put it over here, and then total capacity will be For dictionary will be default capacity. Sorry, it's not total capacity. Default capacity will be 16. Default capacity will be 16. Okay. 16 minus 1 will be 15. Just put 15 over here. Second number. And perform the bitwise and. Wait. What is the result? What's the index now? Index will be 4. Look at here. I got after performing the AND condition, I got the results as binary. I am converting the binary into decimal using 8421 code. 8421 code. Okay. Instead of 4, instead of 1, you can put 4. Okay. Results are getting the decimal 4. Now the index will be 4. Okay. I am not saying the total capacity of dictionary. I am saying the default capacity of dictionary will be 16. Once you started adding the key values up to 16, once you start exceeding 15, what will happens? The capacity will be doubled. For example, I can show you. Now, in my dictionary, I'm adding, I'm adding 15 keys. After adding 16th key, my capacity, initial capacity will be 16. After adding 16th key, my capacity will be doubled. 16 plus 16, 32. Now you have to say, if I start adding my 33rd key, what's my capacity? In my dictionary, I was keep on adding up to 33rd key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I keep on adding the keys, key and values. Okay. If I start adding my 33rd key, what is the capacity? Okay, leave it. What's the default capacity? What is the default capacity? Default capacity dictionary 16. If I start adding, this 17th key. 17th key means directly can't able to add 17th key. Okay, one first key, second key, third key. After adding 17th key, what is my capacity? The capacity will be doubled. If 16, the capacity means it can hold up to only 16 keys. Capacity means it can hold up to only 16 keys. If I start adding 17th key, my capacity will be doubled automatically. This is plus 16. Now I'm going to add one more 16. Now the capacity will be 32.
32.
Now my question is, if I start adding the 33rd key, what is my capacity? Current capacity. What is my current capacity? I'm starting adding 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 33rd key. What's my capacity?
48.
48. Automatically double because it can hold only up to 32 keys. After that, you're adding one more key, 33rd key.
Okay.
Then the capacity will going to increase. Like 32 will be 16
Plus
equal
16.
to 48. Okay, this is how the capacity will be doubled. And then you have to think one more factor, load factor. Load factor equal to, I'm going to keep the default will be 0.75. Ash paper and dictionary both are 0.75. Okay. If my load breaches, okay, if my load breaches, for example, I'll remove all these things. I think hope you understood. Let's peep into few more use case. Load factor is 0.75. The default capacity already know is 16, right? Already know 16. Now I kept the load factor is 0.75. It is tunable. I can keep it 1.00. It is 100 percentage. I can keep 0.75. What percentage it is? 70 percentage. Once you keep on adding the key and values. Once it cross 70 percentage, automatically my capacity will be doubled. Capacity will be doubled because the tunable parameter. Tunable means you can change the parameter. Now we're keeping 0.75. Okay, once it crosses 75 percentage, automatically what is happening? My capacity addition gets doubled. It gets doubled. Okay. For example, if you keep 100 percentage, giving 1.00, giving 1.00. Now, if I start adding my 17th element, then only my capacity will be increased. Then only my capacity will increase. If you make it 0.75, 70 percentage, your capacity gets doubled. Okay. These are things you have to keep in mind. Now, I'm going to show one more results. Okay, this is how you have to calculate the index. The formula will be hash code of the particular key and then bitwise and then n minus 1. Okay, uh, this is how you can store hash value in particular index. I'm asking one more question to you. You have one book. You have one book. I'm saying to you, I'm saying to you, I need moral of the story. I'm saying some story. Okay, Jack killed Jack killed how to say Jack killed uh, Sunny. Jack killed Sunny. Okay, this is a somewhat story. Okay, it's a thriller story. You have one book. I'm asking to search this story in the book where it's available. You don't have proper index in your book. You don't have any index. How will you search? You have one book. I'm saying to you, I'm giving you a story name. Ask you to search. Without index, how will you search? You'll go and refer the page by page and start searching the story name. Right? In the books, if you have index, first what you will do, you will go and search an index and see the page number, and then you will open the corresponding page number and then can able to read the story contents. The same thing, if you want to store multiple key and values, for every key you want to find the hash value. After finding hash value, you have to maintain an index. Why you maintain index is to search the key very faster. If you search the key very faster, you can get the value very faster, right? If you search the key very faster, you can get the value immediately. Okay. Now, okay, this is how dictionary key and values are stored. Okay. For every key, definitely you can see the hash value, and then for every hash value, you can see the index. And then one more thing, I'm going to show. Okay, I'm going to show one more thing. Hash collision. Hash collision. If Aman and Sunny both having same index, what will happen? If Aman and Sunny having the same index, that is nothing but hash collision. I'm going to show now. Now, I'm going to search the index for Sunny. The Sunny hash value is 63281940. After finding the index, I'm getting 4. For Sunny, I'm getting 4. For Aman, I got index as 4, right? If both are getting same index, what will happen? We have to think. Now, look at the diagram. Don't look at this diagram, it's a somewhat wrong diagram. Okay, look at this diagram. Now, Aman and Sunny both referring to which index? Fourth index. But what will happen internally in Python also, we are maintaining a linked list. Linked list means one node is connected with another node. One node is connected with another node. If you are trying to search particular key, I am searching Sunny. First, what will happen, right? In the index, it will go and search. It will search for the 4. Okay, and then it will come to first node and see whether Sunny is there or not. Sun is not there, and then you can go for the next pointer. The next pointer, it's a pointer actually. The next pointer referring to the another hash value. Based on the another memory address, it go on such a memory address whether Sun is present or not. After getting the key, it's going to give the value. This next is nothing but a pointer. It comes under the linked list. It comes under the linked list. Linked list means you should have the point reference after next who will be there. After next who will be there. For example, if I search in Georgia, what will happen? I want to search Georgia as per the table structure. I want to search Georgia. Aman is there, Sun is there. First, what will happen? It will go and search for the 4, okay, and then search for the this hash value. The hash value, what are getting? Aman, okay, and then you'll see the pointer, next pointer, and then you'll go to the another hash value and search for Georgia. Georgia is not there, and then instead of next, what is there? The next pointer refers to null. It's saying there's no value like Georgia. There's no value like Georgia. It's going to give a return as null. This is how dictionary will works. The dictionary maintain an index, and then every key will have a hash value, and then it will internally maintaining a linked list. Internally maintaining a linked list. Linked list means multiple multiple, I can say, like multiple elements will have a same index. So multiple keys, I can say multiple keys will have a same index. If multiple keys having same index, what will happen? We have a pointer. It will point into the next key, and then based on the hash value, you can get the key, and then you search for Georgia. Georgia is not there. The next pointer going to give the null value. This is how internal will work. Your dictionary will work. Now we'll go for one more example. Ritesh. Ritesh. For Ritesh, what hash value? We can see here. For Ritesh, the hash value will be yeah. Hold a minute. Yeah. For Ritesh, what's the hash value? For Ritesh is a key actually. The hash value is 2349873. The
983.
index 9873. Just get this. Just get this. Copy this hash code. Go to your calculator. Go to calculator and go back. Okay, go back and then copy your hash value for Nitesh, and then keep it 15 because the default capacity will be up to 16. I want to make it -1, have it 15, and then perform the bitwise AND operation. Let's see the results. What's the index value? Index value is
1.
1. 1. Now, where I want to insert? Ritesh, where I want to insert? Which index I want to insert the Ritesh?
In 1.
1. You can see the diagram. Added the first index Ritesh. The Ritesh hash value will be 2349873, and the value will be 39. Why are you giving the null value here? Why are you giving null value? The Ritesh. The point next pointer is having null value.
There is no, it is not pointing
Because
to next.
only one key having the same index. Okay, if multiple keys having the same index, then this we have a next pointer that will point to the another hash value. This is how the dictionary will internally work. In Java, they will say hash map. Java, they will say hash map, but in Python, they will say dictionaries. The dictionary works on the concept of hash map. You might think, okay, Python is a different language. Based on Java only, they developed the Python. I can say like 70 percentage. If you know Java, Python very easier. Just they made the naming changes. That's it. If you know the hash map concept, you can able to know much depth about dictionaries. That's why many of tutorials can see they won't talk in depth about this dictionary. They will say it's a kernel pair, so you can able to iterate the values like that. They will say, okay, they won't say what is hashing. Dictionary works on the concept of hashing mechanism. Hashing mechanism means you can see the hash value, right? You can see the hash value for this. This is a key, right? Name is a key. For the name is what? This is the hash value. If I want to get the hash value for this, I can show the hash value. Roll number. Use the magic functions. Roll number is a string. For this, I'm going to find the hash value. Hash value is nothing but, yeah, memory object reference of your this key. You can see the value, right? 58332. Some people will ask question, can I run the if I run this program, can I get the same hash value? Your memory is different, my memory is different. It's a it's not a serial number. It's not a serial number. It'll give a different random numbers of a memory reference. If you run the same program, you'll get some other hash value as per your memory object references. Okay, keep in mind, this is how it will internally work. Okay, now what I'm going to show, like I shown in dictionaries, I shown in list as well tuples, right? Now what I going to do, I going to say about partial functions. Very important actually, partial functions. Before that, I'm going to create one py file, partial functions. The partial functions very powerful actually. I'm going to say now what is partial functions. Partial functions, what we can do first. What's the meaning of partial? What is the meaning of partial? Can you say what is the meaning of partial? What is the meaning of partial?
Like of not fully.
Not completed. Okay, it's somewhat partial work. You can say like only if a few bit of few part of work is completed, the remaining part of work is not completed. Okay, that's what we can say. It's a partial. What's the meaning of partial? Same thing. What I'm going to do before going to theory, if I say the theory can't be able to understand, I'm going to take some few functions and then how to achieve this partial function, which scenario you have to apply partial functions I'm going to see. Okay, now I'm going to take a simple examples to multiply two numbers first. To multiply two numbers. Okay, I'm going to have like don't keep mul. Okay, it's inbuilt function we have. Mul means multiply. Have like one function. I'm going to use certain keyword. For multiplayer, how many parameters you have to pass? You have to pass two parameters you have to pass, and then a into b. Now I'm going to have one more function. Okay, make it the function name is double. Okay, do like this. Have one return keyword, and then from one function we can call another function. Keep in mind, in Python, from one function we can call another function. Now I'm going to call this function. I'm going to pass. Okay, I'm going to pass a comma 2. Now argument I want to pass. Sorry, argument, not argument. It's a parameter. Okay, I'm going to pass parameters a. In Java only we say the argument. Now in Python we'll say it's a parameter. The parameter I want to pass a. Now if I call this double method, how to call this double method? Can you say how to call double method? Directly you can
Like
call.
an object create
No,
or
no, no need to create object. We don't have any class here. We
okay.
don't have here class itself. Directly you can call the method. See, once you're creating any class, then you can create an object for a particular class and then you can call the corresponding method. Here we don't have any class. Directly you can call the double method. In double, what I have to
Function.
pass? What parameter I have to pass? See the double function.
Yeah.
I want to pass 0. I want to
You
pass some a
pass the
value.
value for
Pass a value. I want to pass 3. And then I'm going to store in one variable. The results will be stored in one variable called y. Okay. I have an indentation issue. Okay. Store the results in y. This is how you will call a method. Now I'm going to say the theory to you. This is a complete example of partial function. I'll give 1 minute of time. Just think why this fellow is saying to us it's a partial function. I'm saying the double function is a partial function. Why I'm saying it's a partial function? I'm saying double is a partial function now. Think for 30 seconds. Why this fellow is saying double is a partial function?
We are getting value only
See,
for A,
I didn't get
not
you.
for B. We are getting values only for A and not for
Yeah,
B.
yeah. Like see, for example, mm, simple interest. Otherwise, take some simple interest. Okay, the formula will be uh, P into principal amount into rate into time into, like I will take this example, simple interest. You know the formula, right? Max formula. Simple interest. Principal amount into number of years into rate of interest divided by 100. Now, the rate of interest not going to change. Number of months is not going to change. The principal amount is going to change frequently because in the bank you see today rate of interest will be for savings account will be some 4 percentage. Okay, take FD or somewhat savings. Okay, the rate of interest will be same, and then N means number of days. You can keep number of days. Okay, like this you can keep like 80 days. That is going to constant. I going to deposit 1 lakh. You will deposit 2 lakhs. Someone will deposit 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs in FD. Okay, this N value will be hard coded, R will be hard coded. This principal amount will keep on changes. This principal amount will keep on changes. Principal amount will be keep on changes. At this time, we'll go for this partial functions. Partial function, the major advantage is no need to write the same logic again. We can reuse the code. We can reuse the code. If you take this double method, I'm not implementing the entire multiply function over here. I'm just reusing the code, right? I'm passing this hard coded values. This just take two will be a permanent value. Okay, I want the A value is going to keep on changes. A value is going to keep on changes. I don't know what A value is going to come in the future. It might be a 5, A value might be 5, A will be 10, A will be 20. Okay, this kind of functions will be a partial functions. Sorry, this kind of functions will be a partial functions. Okay, I'm going to give so many examples for you. As of now, understood. Like this way, you can implement the partial functions. You can reuse the existing code and then you can pass a parameter. You can pass a parameter. Now, I'm going to show a few more examples. Yeah, I took multiply, double, and then giving 3, right? Okay. As you can see, double function reduce the argument of multiply function. You can able to see the double function reduce the argument of the multiply function. I reduce the argument. You can see instead of passing two arguments, two parameters, I passing only one parameter.
Only one
That's why I'm
parameter.
one parameter. That's the use of double function. Double function reduce the argument of the multiply function. I reduce the argument. Okay, instead of passing the two arguments with parameters, I'm saying. Okay, I reduce the arguments. The double function, you can see the double function freezes the second argument of the multiply function. I am not passing any second argument over here. I am freezing. I am just freezing the second argument of the multiply function. Okay, which results into a new function with simpler signature. I can say. In simple terms, layman terms, I can say double function reduce the complexity of the multiply function. I can reduce the complexity. Okay, instead of passing two parameters, I'm going to pass only parameter because A is going to keep on changes. The B value will be constant. The B value will be constant. That's why putting 2 over here. Because here I don't know. The principal amount may be change. I can deposit 1 lakh, you can deposit 2 lakhs, someone can deposit 10 lakhs. The amount is going to keep on changes. I don't know the value, right? That's why we are going for a partial function. Instead of for reuse, we can reuse the code as well as we can reduce the argument of the function. Simple terms I can say this double function is going to be a partial function. Uh, and then one more example. When you want to reduce the number of arguments to a function or simplify function signature. Signature means A signature, B signature. If you want to arguments a function or simplify the function signature, keep in mind if simplify the function signature. Signature means A and B I'm passing, right? That is signature in say in other terms. If you want to reduce my signatures or reduce my number of arguments, then you can go for the partial functions. Now, how to achieve the partial function in 3.x version you're going to see now. I will take 10 more minutes. I'm going to say how to solve the same partial function using Python 3.x. Okay, now you should know. I'll have one more example, partial functions underscore one. Okay, copy. Oh my god, copy. Let's peep into this use case as of now. Partial functions underscore one. See, I was going to say how to achieve in Python 3.x version. Now I want to use a module. The module name is from function tools I have to use. This is a module. From the module, I going to use from module import partial. Okay, this is going to class. You want to know about this class, you can control and then click this class. It's going to the partial class. In the partial class, what they have, they used all these functions, function, arguments, keywords, dictionaries. Okay, and then they have written so many methods over here. You can see this is a inbuilt function. Okay, and then now I going to apply the same logic. You can see we will split the windows. We can split the windows like this. The same functionality I going to achieve in using this module func tools module. Okay, just what I can do, just copy and paste. No need of semicolon. Then now I going to show how to implement the partial function in Python 3.x. Already you are working 3.7, right? Now have one variable y equal to call this class partial class, in that pass the method name. What function name? In the partial we have to pass function name. What function name? Multiply. Multiply. And then uh, for multiplying the numbers, the b will be constant. I going to give the b will be 10. The a value is going to keep on changes. Here is going to keep on changes. Now what happened? This partial, okay, this partial will internally call this multiply function. Okay, this partial function will call the multiply function, and then it will give the b value as 10. It will compute the results and store in memory. You might have question, till now I didn't pass a value, how it's computing. Okay, just it will assign the value and keep in the proper format. Okay, the memory will keep. Now what I can do, I'm going to have one variable, what results equal to y of a value going to pass. A value going to pass is 2. A value going to pass is 2. Print of results. What value going to get? Partial going to call the multiple function. It is going to assign the b value. Now b value assigned over here, and then after that I'm assigning to the variable y. I'm converting this variable into this y function. You can see converting variable into function. This function will call this partial. Okay, this partial called the multiply. Now the a will be substituted over here. 10 into 2 will be 20. You're getting the results is 20. This is how you can use a partial function. Have one partial function. In the partial function, pass function name, multiple function name, and then substitute the b value 10. Now what will happen? This it will call the multiple function, and then assign the value as b value 10, and then I'm going to pass y value as 2. Y value is 2. Now this now this y I creating a y as a function. Now this is going to call the partial, and then this partial going to call the multiply, and then it's going to assign the a value. Now 2 into 10 will be 20. Okay, you might have a question. If I pass more arguments to my partial object, what will happen? Okay, now what I'm going to do, 2,5. Let's think what will happen. If I pass 2,5, what will happen? This 5 will be overridden instead of 10. 5 will be overridden. Overridden means it's going to overwrite the 10. Now what's the value?
2 comma
See, I'm asking
2 comma
in the partial object function, this has passed 2. Okay, I'm getting the results as 20 because the b value has 10, and then a value I going to give us 2. Okay, now getting the results 20. Now if I pass 5, what happens? This 5 value will be overridden instead of b. 10 will be replaced as 5. Now what's the value? 2 into 5 will be 1 minute. Wait, what happening here? Yeah, I want to pass like this. B value is 5. This value will be overridden. Hold a minute.
This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. For example, if I remove, it's going to give 20. Now, if I pass b value equal to 30, this value will be overridden. Overridden in the sense, instead of 10, the value will be going to override. Now the b value is 30. Now it's going to compute 30 into 20 will be 60. Okay, because I want to take so many things like I want to take first class objects. One topic will be the Python. Okay, I think it's a weird topic actually. First, it's functions are first class objects. Functions are first class objects. I want to take, then only I can go for the partial functions. That's why I can't able to understand, I guess. Okay, now what you have to do up to this in mind. If you're calling this function partial function, it's internally going to call this multiply function, and then it's going to assign the value of b equal to 10. B equal to 10. Okay, it will compute the results and store in the memory. Now what I going to do, after, function is always your object. Function is always your object. The object reference now is going to y. The object reference is now going to be y, because I want to take the first class object topic, then only I can come to partial functions. Now it's going to y. Now what we can do, you can use print statement. Now what is it, this function is going to be object, I going to make the reference is y. Okay, through y I can pass the a value. Through y, now it's y is going to function, I can pass a value. If I pass 2, you're going to get the values 20. Okay, and then see, now the p value is constant. Now the b value is constant, a value I can be able to keep on change. A value can be able to keep on change. If you take simple interest, the time p into r into t, right? Sorry, p and r, right? The simple interest formula will be p into n into r. Okay, n and r won't change, but p value principal amount will be keep on changing, right? Like that. Now I can pass a value 8. If you go into 8 into 10 will be 80. Now if you pass more than one parameter, what will happen, this value b value will overwritten, which of 10 I'm going to get 5. Now 5 into 8 will be 40. Okay, I'm going to sign off this session as of now. Next session will be again going to see so many partial function examples. Okay, and then I will take what is first class objects, what functions are first class objects. I will take first class objects, and then I will solve the remaining partial functions.